So I'm active on 11 platforms: Instagram, Threads, X, Facebook. I have a Facebook group, LinkedIn, Medium. I write 2 newsletters. I'm on YouTube, and I have a podcast. And I only spend 2 hours a week on my content. Yes, that's right. 2 hours, 11 platforms, and I do everything myself. Now, I'm not saying that to show off. I'm saying it because I want you to understand that this is not about working harder or being more disciplined or being more creative or having an amazing skill set. It's about having the right system and being able to use AI to leverage that system in your favor. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that system looks like, why most people are missing it, and how you can start building it this week with the AI tools you already have. Stay till the end because I'm also going to share with you how you can join me live in my free masterclass where I walk you through the entire system step by step. I've spent over 20 years in digital communications, and I've built content systems for global brands and senior leaders almost my entire career. And the one thing I learned in that world is that great content was never a solo job. Big companies have a content strategist. We had copywriters, we had a brand manager, a social media manager, a whole team. It was never expected that one person could do this job. And most of us who build our own businesses, we expect exactly that of ourselves every day in between client calls, invoices, and for a lot of us, picking up our kids from school. So when people come to me and say, I just can't stay consistent with my content, or my content doesn't sound like me even though I'm using AI, or I know I should be posting more, but I just don't have the bandwidth to do it, I always say the same thing. You don't have a content problem, you have a team problem. And in 2026, that team is available to all of us at our fingertips for as little as $20 a month. It's called AI, but not the way most people are using it. Let me explain. Here's what I'm going to cover in the video today: why your AI content sounds generic, like everybody else, and is drowning in the sea of AI sameness, and the real reason it's not working for you. The mindset shift that changes everything, especially how you use AI for things like your content. And then I'm going to talk to you about how to build your AI content team using whatever tool you're already using. Let's go. Here's something I see constantly. Someone starts using AI for their content, gets super excited, and then 3 weeks later, they're back to doing it manually because, and I hear this all the time, just doesn't sound like me. It's just not good enough. And they're right. It doesn't sound like them. It sounds like ChatGPT or like AI or like a robot. But here's the thing. It's not AI's fault. It's because you haven't trained the tool on everything to do with your business, your brand, your voice, and all the information you have in your head. Think about it this way. When you hire a new team member, you don't just hand them a laptop and say, go create some content. You onboard them. You tell them who you are, who your audience is, how you communicate, what you like, what you don't like, what you never say, what you always say. You give them so much context. Sometimes this training period, onboarding process, lasts for weeks. AI is exactly the same. When AI doesn't have enough information about you, this mega vault of information that you need to provide it, your background, your audience, your offer, your beliefs, your value system, your tone of voice, what you like, what you don't like, it fills in the gaps with generic garble. Basically the average of everything it's ever read on the internet. That's why your content sounds generic. That's why it sounds like everybody else, because to AI, you are everybody else until you tell it otherwise. So the problem isn't AI. AI just doesn't know who you are yet. This brings me to what I think is the most important shift you can make when it comes to using AI. Stop trying to learn AI. You don't have to learn it. Start learning to lead it. You don't need to master any tool. You don't need to understand how they work under the hood, all the technicalities of it. The features are intuitive. You'll pick them up as you go. What you do need to know is how to give AI the right context, the right direction, the right instructions, the standard operating procedure that you use every day that you love, so that it can do what you want it to do in the way that you want it to do it. And here's something that I think is really important to understand right now. It's not even about prompt engineering anymore. It's about context engineering. Prompt engineering, the idea that there's a magic way to phrase your question or your input, that was the conversation about a year ago. What actually moves the needle right now is context. Can you give AI the full picture of your situation, your business, your audience, your goals? If you can do that, the prompting almost takes care of itself. So the shift is this: you don't need to learn AI. You need to learn to lead it. Say that again to yourself, because once that clicks, everything else gets a lot easier. So what does it actually mean to build an AI content team? It means creating dedicated AI assistants trained on your business for specific roles. In ChatGPT, these are called custom GPTs. In Claude, they're called skills or projects, or you can use co-work. In Gemini, they're called gems. Different names, same idea. Instead of opening ChatGPT and starting from scratch every time, re-explaining who you are, and no, memory is not enough, custom instructions are not enough, what you do need is a trained team member, a part of ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, whichever tool you're using, who knows everything about you, your brand, your business, who starts every conversation already briefed on you and your business. You need to build this team member inside whatever tool you're using. So for example, you might have a LinkedIn assistant trained on how you write on LinkedIn, an Instagram assistant trained on your captions and your reels, an email copywriter trained on your voice and your offer and knows how to write email sequences, a YouTube scriptwriter trained on your format and your audience. Each one is hyper-specific. Each one is trained and each one produces output that sounds like you, not like anybody else, because you've done the work of giving it the mammoth amount of context it needs once and for all. That's the difference, not the tool, not the prompt, the training. Now, how do you actually build this? I have a framework I use with all my clients, and I call it the CREATE framework. C stands for clarity. First, you need to get crystal clear on your message, your audience, your offer. This has to be written down somewhere with so much clarity that nobody can misunderstand it. R stands for roadmap. This is your content strategy. What is the direction your content needs to take? Your content pillars, your content matrix. What is your customer journey? What do you want the content to achieve? All this needs to be clearly mapped out. E stands for extract, extracting all your information into what I call an AI content playbook, one document that becomes your source of truth. Everything about you, your business lives here. This is what you use to train your AI. A stands for assemble. This is basically assembling your team, deciding who your team members need to be based on the gaps in your business. T stands for train. This is where we now train your assistants based on the roles we've decided and give it everything it needs, your playbook, your writing, your job description, samples, your knowledge, everything it needs to be able to conduct the task you want it to conduct, just like you would an intern or somebody you've just hired. E stands for expanding everything you've already created. You've got your team of assistants, and now what you need to do is use them to spread yourself everywhere. So you need to take the content you've created and put it out into the world. What tools do you need to use to execute on everything you've created, whether that's creating design or whether that's scheduling your content? Now, I walk through every single step of this process in my masterclass, How to Build Your AI Content Team. So if this interests you, the link to join me is in my description. I do this weekly. It's live. You can jump on, you can say hello, and you can ask me whatever questions you want. We'll go inside the tools. I show you my own setup. Come with your questions. Leave with a plan for your business. Even if you don't come from my masterclass, just knowing that these 6 steps exist and form a system, so it's no longer a guessing game, that should shift how you use AI to create your content. A bit more about my masterclass. It's run weekly, it's free, it's live, it's 60 minutes, and you can ask me questions in real time. So if you're interested in understanding how this process works and how I do it and how I can help you do it, come along to my masterclass. The link is in the description. The masterclass is called How to Build Your Own AI Content Team, and it's specifically for established business owners, people who already have a business, already have clients, and are done with content being the thing that holds them back. The link is in the description. Go grab your spot. I cannot wait to see you there. So let me leave you with this. You don't have a content problem. You don't have an AI problem. You've been doing the job of a team alone with no system, and you've been expecting it to feel easy just because you're using AI. It was never going to feel easy that way. You need a better system to leverage AI that gives you a team to get the job done the way it deserves to be done without spending all your time and energy on it. Building your AI content team totally changes the game. Not because AI does all the work for you, it doesn't. And anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. There will always be a little bit of tweaking that you need to go back and forth with the tool, but it will take 80% of the workload. And when it's properly trained on you and your business, you stop starting from scratch. You stop re-explaining yourself. You stop editing generic output. You spend more of your energy showing up, directing, leading the tool, and AI just executes. It is possible for you to be active on over 10 platforms, only spending 2 hours a week creating content that you love and leveraging AI to its max. This is what I teach you how to do, and this is what I help you to do. So if this interests you, join my free masterclass. The link is in the description. I can't wait to see you there. If this video was useful, please like, comment, subscribe. I share practical, no-nonsense ways to use AI to build your business without the burnout. I'll see you in the next one.